Hi, welcome to Coffee with Chasman. This channel was inspired by my friends who said I should have a forum to share my knowledge and passions on a range of topics. So, what is Coffee with Chasman? Essentially, it's us getting together, talk about topics including coffee, coffee equipment, coffee making, food, biking, road and mountain biking, both, audio equipment, Mac IT. So you get the picture. So subscribe and join me each week. Grab your own coffee, find a seat at my island, and let's have a chat. So let's get started with this episode. Hi. So today I wanted to talk to you about my espresso machine and what I like about it and some features it has. It's a machine by ECM. It's a Technika version 5 Profi with a PID. It's a heat exchanger machine with a rotary pump. So what an advantage of a heat exchanger machine is it allows you to pull a shot and steam milk at the same time. So if you like serving drinks with steamed milk, great way to go. Especially if you're going to be doing them back to back. If you're having a party or having friends over, which we do, so that's what's really nice to have that feature. Also, this display here acts as a shot timer. So when I start pulling the shot, you can see it's starting. Oh, water's hot! It's starting my pull. So it's nice to have that. It also has a cleaning counter on it, so it keeps track of how many shots I've pulled. So that's a nice feature, so it reminds me to back flush my group head. And it also has a programmable eco mode, meaning that I can program it to say after 60 minutes, reduce the boiler temperature so that the machine stays warm but not hot. Okay? Why would you want a rotary pump? So rotary pump is essentially a commercial grade style pump. A lot of machines have what's called a vibrating pump, which make more noise. They use a vibrating motion to create the pressure. A rotary pump is, of course, hence the word rotary, so it's quiet. It doesn't make much noise. The other nice feature about a rotary pump is that it can be plumbed. So this can be plumbed in. Mine isn't currently, but it can be plumbed into the water system. So you don't need to keep on filling the water reservoir in the back, which is what I have here. And this is a 3-liter water container in the back. And you can see it turned off because the water supply was gone. So that's a nice thing about the having a rotary pump. It could be plumbed into your household, and you can tell here like it's quiet when I turn that on. It's pretty quiet. So that's a great feature. Okay. So this is an E61 group head, and why would you want an E61 group head? Well, one, what happens is you've got the boiler running, keeping the water nice and hot, and it siphons water off the boiler through this group head. So this group is hot to the touch. Like I can't hold that. It's quite hot. So this is always kept up to temperature. That improves the quality of your coffee from pull to pull. E61 was actually designed in 1961. So it's been around a long time. It's proven. It'll be around for many, many more years to come. And I know for me, when I first got into espresso machines, I remember talking to somebody and said, "Oh, I'm going to get an A61 machine, group machine." It's like, what's that? It's like, I had no idea what they're talking about. So that's what an E61 group head is. There's always be parts available. Another nice feature I like on this machine is these gauges. So it has 2 gauges. One for boiler pressure, so right now it's at 1 bar, and a pump pressure gauge as well. So when I go to pull a shot, this is going to go up to 9 bar. Mine's set at 9 bar, and boiler pressure is 1 bar, so that's where the 1 is. What's nice about having the gauges is you can tell when something's not going right. When this machine, for instance, goes into eco mode, this shows eco. So the boiler pressure is down. But let's say, but it doesn't display anything other than eco. So if I don't want to clean my machine, I can wake it up by pressing the button. Wake it up, it'll come up to temperature, up to pressure, so I know when it's here, it's ready to go. Because within eco mode, this display is not shown. So that's a nice feature. So other nice feature, this machine, these are no burn steam wand, and this is a water wand. So it means that these don't get hot to the touch. That's a nice feature. One thing I like the fact that this machine has a water spout on as well for making Americanos or a cup of tea sometimes. I use it for that. Not all E61 machines have a water, and also not all heat exchanger machines have a water spout. So if you're making a lot of Americanos, it's kind of a nice feature as opposed to having to boil the kettle. And lastly, I guess the other thing I have set up on this machine is I've got a remote control timer plugged in. It takes this machine about 20 minutes for it to come up to temperature, and that's pretty common for a lot of E61 machines. So I've got mine programmed to come in the morning or in the morning. So the other thing you got to look out for when you're getting one of these is see if this might have, I think, a 1400 watt element in it. So you need to get a switch, remote control switch, that it has at least that amount of wattage. It can handle that kind of wattage. So that's an important feature. But it's a great feature. But I can trigger mine from my phone remotely. So if I'm coming home, it's like, I want to have a coffee when I get home, I can get on my phone and turn on the espresso machine a half an hour before I get home, so it'll be nice and ready to go. So another few things I want to mention about the machine is it's fully stainless steel boiler as well, and it's a nice large boiler, 2.1 liters. Nice large water tank, 3.1 liter water tank in the back, so I'm not having to fill it as often, which is nice. Also, too, with these machines, I didn't mention earlier, with the water tanks, is that what you want to make sure that never happens with one of these machines is that you burn out the boiler element. So this has a magnetic level, a water level in it. So if the water level falls below a certain level, the heating element will turn off to protect the boiler element from burning out. Pretty common on machines, but something to keep an eye on, because sometimes they stick, so you want to keep an eye on that. And that's about it. I love this machine. Not much more to say, I don't think. Other than that, make some comments below if you have any questions about my machine or other questions you might have, and maybe I can respond to that. Yeah, so there you go. Enjoy your coffee, and I hope you